Hi guys, it is Kieran Keogh here, the Keoster for CKTV YouTube. Just doing my 4 year, imagine 4 year uh, post-op gastric sleeve today. Meant to get out this video about 3 or 4 days ago. It was the 30th of March was my surgery. Got it done on the 30th of March 2017 in Galway University Hospital in Ireland here. And been 4 years, no complications, thank God. Never had any of a lot of stuff people have, complications like leakages and stuff. Didn't happen to me. I'm very fortunate for that. I have to say, the 4 years have been very good to me. It's been a struggle the last 2 years, but first year and a half to 2 years, I lost 15 stone, which was amazing. That's like 210 pounds I lost. It was unbelievable. A lot of people I speak to never get that far, whereas at that stage of the game, after my 2 year post-op, I had lost that, and that was over the moon. The 2 years since have been a different story, but holding my own. I was down around I think it was around, what was it? About 18 and a half, 1810 was my lowest, around that anyway. I'm up to around the 20 mark now, 20 stone mark. I'd like to get back down, get the regain all off, and a bit more off if I could. But I'm a lot more healthy, and I'm in a whole different world. 10 times, my life is 10 times better. So I'm really, really fortunate for that one. So this last couple of months, I've been a lot better. I felt that this last 2 months, I've done that walking challenge in February, and I felt that was a big help to me. And I lost about 4 pounds during that because I ate what I wanted, because it was a motivation. I didn't want to have to do both diet and do all that walking, so it was a challenge, but I was able to reward myself, which wasn't probably the best way to do it. But since that though, when that finished, I decided I was going to get very strict again with the food and stuff. So since that, I've lost around the 10-11 pound mark, which is very fortunate as well, very good. So I'm down a good bit from what I was up to there. So I'm around just under 20 stone there now. So it's going good. Quite happy with that at this point in time. But I would like to get back down to around 18 eventually if I could. Maybe lose a bit more if I could. But I'm on the right track now because my mind's good for the eating, and I'm more strict again now than I was. For about a year and a half there, I was slacking off a bit. Didn't put on much weight, but I was during that period of time over the last. That's actually one of the questions. I'll get into that in the Q&A part of this video, because I am doing a Q&A as part of this. And thank you very much, guys, for sending in your questions as well. I've been sent a lot of questions on the weight loss surgery page, which is cool. But decided that I'm going to do that. About 8 or 10 questions there that people have sent me, I'm going to answer in a wee while. So also just touch on just giving you a wee overview of the journey so far. I don't do these videos much anymore. The last video I done, I think, was 3 years and 6 months or something. Maybe didn't even do a video then. I think I put up a thing on my weight loss surgery page on Facebook, but not using it as much, because I feel that I do this thing that I feel people are scunnered listening, or are bored listening to me going on about it. But I really, like I explained the other day in a Facebook post about it being such great gratitude I have for all this. It was great. It's a great thing, that I was able to get this, and such a beautiful thing in life, and I just have so much gratitude about it. That's all. That's the reason I post. It's not for attention. A lot of people may think that. It's not about that. It's about gratitude and motivation. Motivating myself, maybe helping someone else out there, inspiring them to maybe take that step, get help, and eventually, stuff like that. I myself, my mental health wasn't great there for a while. I went and got therapy. I believe in fixes for these things. I believe in getting yourself help. So thankfully, got some therapy there. Still, from time to time, I meet a therapist. I'm really, really happy I took that step. Good friend of mine put me in the direction of them, and I'm really, really happy about that. So God bless them out there who helped me out with that, and to the person who I've went to. It's excellent. Can't recommend it anymore to anyone. If you're struggling with the old wiring up here, get yourself chatting to someone. Anyway, definitely an amazing journey for me. This last year and a half has been a struggle. I had a big life change about a year and a half ago, and that was a big struggle from there on. I put on about 10 pounds to a stone around that time. That was around September, between September and December 2019. I had a big life change and stuff, and moved and stuff like that, and it didn't go to. I was eating a lot and stuff. So yeah, that was a bad period. So I put on about maybe up to a stone at that time. Thankfully, things changed a bit, took off a bit again a while after that, and I settled in, and I was maintaining a lot then. So, but during the lockdown, I will get to the question about that in a few minutes. So I'll actually talk about that in a minute. So we'll get into the Q&A now. I only have a few minutes left here of time, so I'm going to do the Q&A now for you guys. And thank you, by the way, for subscribing to my channel on YouTube, if anybody does, and cheers for the support as well. So the support goes a long way. It's like the Ireland football team were doing terrible there. I said, no supporters with the pandemic and that. It's not the same. How can they perform the way they did before, when the Green Army is all about support and all the rest that lifts them to another level. It's the same with stuff like this. I'm the kind of person who wouldn't be the most disciplined, before I had my surgery, I wouldn't have been the most disciplined, wouldn't be the most motivated. That helped me. I'm now at a stage where I'm a bit more disciplined and motivated, but the support really drives you on and makes you even more 100% kind of thing. And that's what I believe in, the support, and that really helps people, and to give it back to people, whatever they're doing in life. But first question is from Nikki from the Weight Loss Surgery Guide page. And this one is most difficult part of your journey. She has a two-part question. So the first one is the most difficult part of your journey. I would say the most difficult part of my journey is long-term kind of maintenance of mind frame. I think keeping the right mind frame for food, keeping the right mind frame for exercise, diet and exercise has been the trickiest part of the journey, I think. And it's been really a struggle at times, but thankfully I think I'm on top of it more than I have been for a long time, so that's positive. But thanks for that question, Nikki. I think it's the most biggest struggle of it is the maintenance of mind frame, mindset, and diet and exercise, definitely. And the pandemic has been a big struggle as well, because you're kind of, for the first 3 months I was out of routine, and I was just taking what I wanted because I felt sorry for me and the rest of the world, because I just was like this kind of thing. But now this last 3 or 4 months has been a lot more positive as far as diet and exercise. Next question from her, actually from Nikki. Do your family and friends know? Well, as a media kind of guy and entertainer, well, somebody that's done a lot of entertainment and media over the years, it was no big deal to tell people. So I told my family and friends from day one. I actually talked to journalists for the papers, and I was on a TV show, believe it or not. I went on a TV show about my journey. It's no big deal to me. I just feel like it's extra kind of motivation. So people know about it, so you tend to you're motivated more, and you stick to things more when they know. So that's a good thing too. It's a bit more pressure on you in a good way, I think. So yeah, they do know, and I wouldn't change a thing. I think it's, sometimes you would think to yourself, geez, why did I have to say it every once, and then they're going to be keeping an eye on whatever. But people have more things to worry about in life, so I think it's positive that you give yourself a bit of an extra kick in the ass and tell people. It's better. Thanks, Nikki, for your questions. Other question now from Sue, also from the Weight Loss Surgery Guide page, and she asks, have you gained much during the lockdown? And what are your steps to get back on track? So yes, I did gain a bit during the lockdown, but not as much as I did during that period between September and December 2019. During the lockdown period there, the last year or so, probably went up about half a stone, and until I started losing again there a couple of months ago. So yeah, I've got whatever I gained during the lockdown off again now, but still a bit to go as far as the regain from before that, from 2019. But yeah, it's all positive. I feel like the gain, I regained a bit over the lockdown because of the obvious reasons. I think everybody has gained a bit of weight over lockdown, but I feel like I'm very positive now on getting back on track, and I'm doing good that way. So that's a cool thing. Cheers for your question, Sue. And by the way, Nikki and Sue there from the Weight Loss Surgery page, big shout out to you guys. You's actually on the journey as well, so hope you're doing good. This one's from Jack from Facebook. He asks, do you get hungry now? Actually, this is an interesting one. When you get the surgery, the ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, is mostly removed. Most of the ghrelin in your system is removed. So therefore, you don't get hungry anymore. So not to the extent, you might get like a fraction of the hunger, maybe a quarter of the hunger you used to get, but you know by your stomach the way it feels that you need to eat something, but you're not as hungry. You still have head hunger, which is the hunger for the taste of something. So that's kind of like a, not a hunger, but a temptation, and translates into like a need for something. But it's not near as bad as the normal hunger from the ghrelin hormone, which causes hunger. But yeah, you kind of get head hunger, but you don't get normal hunger anymore, which is awesome. That's a big help. Next question is, thanks, Jack. So the next question is from Debbie from the Weight Loss Surgery Guide page. And she asks, are you treated differently and how do you feel about that? Yeah, I would say that I've been treated a lot differently by people. A lot of people that wouldn't have been great, wouldn't have had much time for me when I was bigger, do treat me a bit different. I do notice that, but I don't resent it because that's the way society has brought people up, which is unfortunate. I really dislike that. It irritates me a lot, but I'm not going to go on about that now. I have went on about that in other videos, but yeah, I do resent the fact that people treat you different because of your size, and I really resent the fact that people treat people that are a lot bigger differently. I hate that. I really dislike that way of life. That's society. That's the way things are, unfortunately. You know, there's not much else to say about that. Thanks for your question there, Debbie. Yeah, so don't like that idea. Don't like that part of it all, but there you go. Biggest NSV, that's non-scale victory. That's Barbara in California asking that one. She's also from the Weight Loss Surgery Guide and some other weight loss pages. Big shout out to you, Barbara. And you're asking that. So, biggest NSV. I would say stuff like going to normal clothes shops, buying great, clothes that are normal. Well, large and extra large rather than 4 and 5XL is a big thing. That's really good motivator for me. I find that very good, actually, non-scale victory. Other stuff like before the pandemic, I was able to go to stuff like concerts and that I really felt good going to them and didn't have to worry about walking around. Stuff that was more easy and stuff like that. That's big NSVs. Probably my biggest non-scale victory would be the clothes thing. I would say definitely that's a massive thing for me. Getting close now to we have to go here. But thanks, Barbara, for your question. Yeah, so the next question was from Paul. Clothes sizes, have they changed much over the 4 years? This is Paul from Facebook. And yes, they have. As I mentioned there, I was wearing like 4 and 5XL before my surgery. Now I'm now wearing around the, I'd say for most types of clothes, but XL. For some types of clothes, I'm wearing large. So that's cool. I'm really happy about that. My trousers are mainly 38 or 40, my jeans and trousers and stuff. So I'm wearing 38 and 40 in them, which is great compared to wearing like 55 to 60 and back in the day. So that's a big difference. So that's cool. Also, we've got Catherine there. Thanks for your question, Paul. So Catherine asks, tips for someone going for surgery. Well, I would say believe in yourself. It's going to be great. Very small percentage have bad complications or anything. Nobody dies from the surgery on record. I don't think anyone has died from gastric sleeve surgery. WLS, weight loss surgery in general, whether it's a sleeve or a bypass or a lap band, which isn't very popular anymore. But, Catherine, I can say that I would say 100% go for it. I was reading on the page there one day, one of the pages, that somebody was concerned about going for it and they chickened out. I said, this is going to be the biggest decision you ever make in your life. It's massive. You gotta go for this. This is big stuff. So go for it, believe in yourself, and it's a great thing. Brilliant thing. Best thing you'll ever do for you in your life. Awesome. Next question. Thank you, Catherine. Next question is from Kevin on Facebook. He says, have you had transfer addictions? That's a good one. I have had transfer addictions. And for me, it's been coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. I drink about 3, maybe 5 cups of coffee a day sometimes. But I tend to, thank God I haven't got into any of the other, well, at the start, the first 6 months, I might have been drinking a lot more than I used to before the surgery, but I got out of that habit due to the pandemic, thankfully. Well, before that anyway, just lasted a few months, and then I said to myself, nah, there's no need for this. So I got away from drinking a good bit as well after. But a lot of people become alcoholics, and a lot of people become drug addicts after the surgery, which is horrible. Thank God I never went down that road. But yeah, I have had coffee, maybe shopping on Amazon's a big addiction. Well, not an addiction, but tend to do a lot of it over the last year during the pandemic as well. But everybody is, I suppose. But stuff like that, nothing too drastic as far as transfer addictions go. But that's the questions I've been sent. Thank you very much, guys, for your questions. I appreciate that, and that's just something I want to mark the 4 years surge anniversary by doing a question kind of thing on Facebook. Or I'm going to put it up on YouTube and share it to my Facebook page. But yeah, positive stuff. Really, really happy at this stage of the game. 4 years. Would like to get that bit of extra regain down, which is about another 1.5 stone regain that I've put on over the time, but I've lost a lot of it as it is. Thank God I've lost any weight I put on during the lockdown as well, which is cool. But long way to go, and it's all a journey. It's not about it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, as they say, and it's all about being positive and keeping the journey going. And thanks for your great support, guys. This has been QnA, the Keoster, and anyone out there that wants to do this for themselves, do it. It's worth it. God bless. Take it easy, guys, and thank you.